All right, y'all. We back, man. I don't know what the hell Facebook got going on, man. If y'all reporting us, man, the hell with you. And I don't care. I'm just saying this got to be something crazy. If you out here reporting us, man, just good luck with your life. Shit, this all you got.
It would get too juicy.
If this is what all you got to do in your life is sit around and watch us and report our lie, then hey, God bless you. God keep you. It's our prayer for you. But I'm gonna start screening some of this stuff. My engineer's out today, but we're gonna start finding out who all on here because this is crazy. You can't even. Okay, I understand the music, but we sitting here just having a conversation. We'll figure it out. I promise you. So we'll give everybody a minute to come on back in, man.
I got some potential names. We need to go ahead. I got some potential names.
Yeah,
Y'all to be blocked soon, because I know who been hating recently. Just to let you know.
Oh dang.
So just know.
I don't care about the nominations. Don't be coming after me. I don't even. We don't care. We gonna still do business as usual. It ain't no upset.
Before it, during it, after it.
We gonna still be here when it's long over with. After August, September, whenever the damn thing is. Look, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't begging to borrow nobody for nothing. So we ain't going nowhere. So you can stop reporting us. We gonna say what we want to say. We gonna talk about you. If you do something wrong, if you do something right, we gonna talk about you. So hey, I'm just telling you, if that's all you got. You might as well just pull up on and tell me you don't like me. You get better results out of it. At least you man enough, woman enough to say it to the face. And damn, every day you got to report it. Come on, y'all. That's all right. We're gonna fix that too. I don't care what I'm telling you. We got to fix this. I don't care how much money it's gonna cost. We got to fix it. We got to go to a whole nother platform. That's all right. All right, we'll get back to our discussion, man. We got everybody back in. What's going on, Ms. Weaver? Good morning to you. So,
all right, quick recap. Then she go to what she was saying earlier. A man and a woman, they have a conversation. She decides to come over his house 1 o'clock in the morning. Somehow, when he makes his move, she says no thank you. So then he says no thank you also and sends her home. Sends her home with a taxi, Uber, whatever, and she's mad and upset on social media saying, you a F nigga, you know what I'm saying, you were this, you were that. And there was conversations back and forth with them on, you know what I'm saying, in their personal pages and stuff. And he was just saying, he was saying, hey, I don't have nothing to do with that. I just sent her home, you know what I'm saying, and I made sure she got home safely, so I don't understand what's going on. So, all right, that's where we're at.
Okay, and as I was saying that it could have been worse. I've seen, worse or whatever. But it just depends on, like, the background of the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it, okay, was it, I think you said that there were no sex talk.
I said neither one of them said if there was sex talk before or after, so I didn't get that. It wasn't said specifically that there was or there was not going to be anything during this time.
Can I ask a question before you go any further? You said there was no background to it. There was no discussion. But why we can't just pick it up from where we at?
Okay.
We're both grown. We're both in the bed together. If I decide I want to make a move, and
I'm just giving context because people are going to go back.
I'm not talking to people. I'm talking about where she's going. I'm just asking her a question. Okay. Why do we have to go back to having a conversation? Why we just can't pick it up from where we at? We in the bed.
Okay.
I make a move just like checkers or chess. I make a move, you make a move. Then I make another move. Okay, then you don't want this, I don't want this. I don't want you in my bed if I can't touch you.
Yeah.
So why we can't pick it up from there? And if he's respectfully sent you home in a respectful way, he just didn't put you out till you get home the best way you can. He said, I'm going to call you Uber to take you on home because I don't want you in my bed. Because I don't want to be tempted. You don't want me to be forceful or nothing like that. So let's just take the temptation out. I'll see you maybe on another night. So that's pretty much what he said. So what was wrong with that?
Okay, so my question was, like, did he not have a couch? That even like if she did not want him to touch her in that manner, whatever the case may be, you can send her home, whatever, in a way, however way you want to send her home. But to me, that signals to me is like I'm not worth anything else more to you than a piece of booty right now.
We just came back from lunch out to eat.
Let finish.
He didn't say they just came back from lunch. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like to the point to where you don't want me to even exist or to breathe in your house because I'm not just feeling you tonight. You know what I'm saying? I might be feeling you tomorrow night. You know, or whatever the case may be. But I think that's just a lack of respect that he had for her altogether. Like, damn, you ain't have a couch. If you didn't want to sleep in your bed. So I mean, that's my thoughts on it. Like,
okay, so I'm gonna but
what people saying?
now I know where Frank is gonna go, so I'm not gonna touch that part, and I'm gonna need you to say that part. But I'm gonna go the hard way. I'm gonna argue with it. I'm gonna argue with y'all. I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want on this situation. You know what I'm saying? So let's take out the easy part. Let's talk about this. Entitlement. The same way that he doesn't have a expectation for her, she doesn't have an expectation to be in his house. You cannot entitle yourself to be in somebody's house if they don't want you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever his reason is, that is his house. That is his area. So at any time, if I have a friend over, if I have a male homeboy over, you know what I'm saying? I'm a straight guy. So if I have a homeboy over and he says something that I dislike, I always have the right to say, all right, man, it's time for you to go. You know what I'm saying? I have that right. And there's nothing wrong with that. But because we look at it as a male and a female, we try to place some morality over it. That's why I wanted to take out the genders first. Nobody has the right to be in your space. They don't pay the bills that you have. They're not doing it. They do not have the right to be in your space, no matter what the situation is. You can call it lack of respect, the lack of whatever, but she does not have the right to be in this house if he does not want her to be. That's the first thing.
That's it.
So let me take it back, because that's the easy route. I said I wasn't going to go there, but I had to. I'm sorry, Frank. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it back.
But that's the bottom line.
The entitlement.
That's the bottom line.
The entitlement process. It's not disrespectful if you tell somebody, okay, this is what I wanted. There's nothing wrong with that's called establishing boundaries. He is now establishing a boundary that if you are around here in this situation, this is what I'm expecting. And she is setting a boundary saying that no, that boundary is not cool. So once you both have established boundaries and they don't coincide, then it's time to leave. Yep. Also, I'm hearing in this situation that you don't need to assume that somebody wants you because they come to your house at 1:00. Okay? Now, there's a thing, there's facts, and there's also common sense, okay? Some people, like me, use numbers and use facts and use stuff, and that's fine, and that's cool. But your argument also needs to have common sense that is applied to it. There are societal norms that are in society, okay? What did your grandma used to tell you all the time, or your granddad used to tell you all the time?
Ain't nothing open after 12.
After about 1:00, there's nothing open but Waffle House, 7-Eleven, and Legs. You know what I'm saying? So, now, you might be one of the ones that decided you wanted to have a conversation at 1:00. J-Bo does, who's on here, does conversations all of the time, 1 a.m. conversations on Facebook. I enjoy them. Sometimes I'm up and I want to see what people are doing at 1:00. Yes. But in my household, if I was a single man, or period, you know what I'm saying? Hell, 1:00, I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? But let's just say I'm not. I be telling Ebony, man, about 1:00, man. You know what I'm saying? Or she'll tell me sometimes she gotta wake up. I ain't with all that chit chat right now. You know what I'm saying? At 1:00 in the morning, I gotta be up at 5, 6 o'clock. Let me get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? So if you coming over my house, I'm a single dude. At 1:00, there's some expectations you need to have. And the only thing I wish is that I wish I had have known that he put the text message. Like, I wish I had seen something where he addressed, hey, exactly what are you coming over here for? But see, when you do that, people like the pomp and circumstance in the cat and mouse game. They want to. Some men are like this too. They don't want it to be said specifically. It's almost like they want you to trick them into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say, hey, I'm coming over here for you to beat my guts out, or for me to ride you till you know what I'm saying, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? We want to just, I'm just coming over to hang and Netflix and chill and all these things so that's why when I be saying these blunt things and stuff like that, it's a reason. So that way there's no miscommunication. You know what is up. Yeah. If I go to you and I say, I'm trying to make some throat babies, you know what I'm saying? What you know? I want some head. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, that's what I'm looking for. But when we don't be specific, this when all these little situations can happen and all of this.
I mean, and that's what I was saying too. So when Frank is like, no, don't worry about what happened before that moment.
But EJ, didn't it
Before
say that they was out eating? Didn't they say they was on a date? They was out there?
No.
No.
I thought that's what you said. You sent it to me. It was on there.
I
It wasn't on
that
there?
part. I didn't see that part. I mean, I think the main thing, it still goes down to what type of person you are and what type of respect that you have for other people, right? So I'm a homeowner, right? There's a lot of people that are homeowners, but it wasn't like that she was disrespectful from what I read. She was just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Well, she declined, his advancement. It wasn't like she was in there cussing him out or this or that or whatever, but just because someone cannot do what you want them to do, just because it is your property, does it make it okay for you? No.
Yes, it do.
Does it make it okay for you to disrespect them on a certain level? Because to me, that's disrespect.
So what made it disrespectful?
Well, first of
'Cause
all,
he asked
she
you
would
to
not
leave?
be there if he didn't want her there. That's for number one,
And
right?
she wouldn't be there
And-
if she didn't want to be there.
Yeah, but then it
Let her make a
becomes
full point. I want
then
to
it
make sure.
becomes, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I have to be over here on your circumstances or whatever. If you respect a person enough, you see what I'm saying? That's why it's important to get that information out. Whatever. Okay, so what is this on? But like I said before, I've been in a situation to where it's a male, friend house or whatever, and it was just like I was at the strip clubs actually right off of Victor Drive or whatever, and I did not want to go all the way up to Williams Road or whatever. And I've did it before or whatever, but he had enough respect for me to know, okay, okay, she does not want to get a DUI. You know what I'm saying? And it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and I slept it off on the couch or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like you have to know the people that you're dealing with. It has to be a communication level, but I think it's overall just because I own a piece of property. Me morally, I cannot treat someone like shit just because they disagree with me. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost, I don't know, it's almost like, I don't want to almost kind of say it like it's an analogy, like that analogy to me is like someone acting like they ain't never had shit. Oh, I finally got this piece of property. Oh, it's mine, so I could do whatever on my property. It does not mean that you have to disrespect another human being. Now, I can understand that she was belligerent and all this towards him. That's one thing. But that's like, It just, I just feel like he didn't have a certain amount of respect for her as a human being to say, okay, well, if you can't give me sex, then you can't even breathe in my household. That's why, morally, I feel like that was wrong. I don't know.
I want to address a couple of points. And one, first off, in the message, it says that he gave her an Uber, and in no way did she say that he was like, rude or anything like that when he did it. But she's upset with the principal, like
the actions were rude.
So, okay. So, I do not personally feel that it is disrespectful to tell someone to leave your house for whatever the reason that it is. And I think that is a valid reason, because I want you over here for this specific reason. And if that's not the reason why you want to be
obviously
here,
he didn't communicate that with her until she got over there.
I want you over here for a specific reason. And if that reason isn't met, then I no longer want you in my house, and I have that right to do that. And it's not disrespectful to tell someone and establish that boundary. Yeah. Also, again, there are societal norms when you come in. Now, let me before I go to that, you spoke about your personal situation. Now, when I argue, when I'm trying to get my point across, what I try to do is, there's a majority and there's a minority. There's things that happen in their specific situations that can change anything. Nothing is, for me, is truly absolute. You know what I'm saying? Besides, we're gonna die. So there are some times that there are exceptions to the rule. The situation that you gave is an exception because that person knew you and they knew what your situation is, and that's fine. So I get that part. However, that was not anything like that in this situation. This was two people, and she decided to come over, and it wasn't, I was drunk, there's no alcohol involved, nothing like that. So if I know somebody is under, like we talked about yesterday, if they're under the influence, what I would do is, I wouldn't mind them sleeping on the couch or whatever because of that situation. But I also need to cover my bases, so I need to let people know that she done came over here. It's a whole bunch of other stuff today. But just saying, I think the argument that you're using is, you can't say you're wrong because that's how you personally feel. But I think that's kind of like a minority. If this and this and this and this all come together, then in this situation, he's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
But every situation is different, right? Slightly different. When you have two different people interacting with each other, right? Every situation is slightly different. I just feel like, and I agree with you. You have the right, to give someone that, but give someone that option before. As a woman, let me know that before I leave my house, so all this situation won't happen. You know what I'm saying?
May I ask you a question directly to that? Okay. From what I know about you, and also what you're saying now, you don't deal with disrespect. You don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Correct? Like, that's a...
I don't think a lot of people don't.
Turn off.
I think most people don't like disrespect.
Okay, but I've seen you, and if you do feel you bring that heat directly back. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody comes at you with something, you will let them know, hey, immediately, I don't like that. Hold on, calm down. So, as a guy, and how society is, if you call the guy and you say, hey, y'all talking about you coming over, if he goes straight into, well, I need them cheeks, right? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to respond to that? Now, some women are fine with that, but others aren't. They don't want it to be said directly. And that's why I'm saying that's that thin line where you get into all this stuff. But if you're honest and upfront about your intentions, yes, you're supposed to. But a lot of people will take that as disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the way you talking to me. I'm worth more than that. You ain't just gonna tell me you just want some coochie and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what about all those scenarios since we're going into individual scenarios?
Yeah, and I still think it depends on how you say it, right? Like, you might be dealing with a female that talks like that and understand that lingo or whatever the case may be, and they can understand it, right? Okay. Or you might be dealing with a female that does not talk that lingo and could feel offended by it. So it depends on how you say it. You don't have to say it that way. You can make your point without saying it and you can make your point in saying it different types of ways, But I mean, with me, you know what I'm saying? I respect someone that'll say that up front, Now I about to be like, okay, well, you ain't gonna get it from me, but you need some help finding some, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, But it just depends on like who you're interacting with, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it just does. I would feel better as a woman because we're talking about the male-female situation. If someone tells me this up front, so I won't waste my time, you know what I'm saying, like even coming over there. Like, the whole situation could be avoided because it just seems like to me, like that wasn't communicated like beforehand.
That's an assumption that would make we don't have that information.
It just seems like to me, from what I've seen or whatever, because if that was so, then if that was a conversation that was had and she told him no already, first of all, you already know she wouldn't be there because he already sent her back home. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, he would know already because she would have told him. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that conversation was not had. If he's that bold to say, okay, well, you can't exist in my presence right now because you don't want to give me sex. If she would have told him that when they had that conversation, he never would have sent for her. I don't know.
As a man, you two, Black and Frank, you ever been in a situation and you went over a lady house and then she changed her mind?
Several times.
Okay, and what did you do?
Go home.
What did you do, Black?
Go home.
Or has that never happened to you? Because I know you got that game. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But has that happened to you, sir? I can't see you behind the computer.
He's had plenty of times.
Okay, so that's happened, right? And guess what? All three of us did. We went to fuck home.
Yeah.
And we did that. Yeah. So guess what? Men have to deal with that all the time. Y'all want the same
and they wouldn't disrespect
everything, but then when a situation comes like this, now you want to be a female. You know what I'm saying? We have to take the L all the time. Somebody started. I've been with a woman before, and I'm talking about We hot and heavy. I'm talking about we hot and heavy. I got it in my hand. You know what I'm saying? We touching each other, sucking all up on each other, everything. And you know what? Something happens, or maybe she get a call from something, or whatever.
Kid wake
maybe
up.
she didn't like it. Maybe she thought it was too small for her. Whatever the reason it was.
Ding,
You know what I'm
ding,
saying?
ding, ding, ding,
You know what I'm
ding,
saying?
ding. I ain't want to say it.
Whatever the situation was.
She
You know
had it
what
in
I'm
her
saying?
hand too. Wait a
Can
minute.
I say something?
Yeah, it might have been in her pinky. But you know what? But at the end of the day, guess what? What I did. You pack that little half an inch up, put it back in there, you know what I'm saying? And get what you do. You go home.
I'll
You know
get
what
you
I'm
a
saying?
rate
It's the
card.
same thing. Y'all can't all this equality stuff, and then when you get in a situation where you're treated exactly like you're supposed to be treated, now we want to pull
But see,
the
that
woman
was y'all
card.
but you gotta understand, that's your decision if you get up and walk away, because a lot of times it's with males, it's like, I ain't got a chance to get nothing out, bam. Mentally, you're still walking away saying, okay, if you're not giving me sex, it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So that's your decision to do it that way. You know what I'm saying? And I have had, as a woman, I've had a guy to come over, right? In whatever, in the same scenario that you was telling them about or whatever. Didn't happen, whatever. And he didn't want to go home. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to stay. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, okay, you know, do you accommodate him? You know what I'm saying? Because you've been drinking.
That's your house. If you tell somebody to
You've been
leave,
drinking
they
too
need to get
much.
up and it don't matter.
Yeah.
See,
And
that's my point. That's my biggest thing with this thing. Everybody's like EJ. We putting everything in. At the end of the day, that's his house. If it's
But he was
if
rude
it's
with it though.
I don't care how that I don't get into all that. I don't care if it's 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 10 in the morning, 9 in the morning. If somebody tells you it's time for you to go, I don't care if you've been drinking, if you just sitting there, if you done ate up all my food, you done drunk all my juice out of the refrigerator. If I tell you to leave my house, you got to go. And if you in a certain position where you can't drive and I make accommodations for you, that means I really want you to leave. That don't mean that's disrespectful. I just want you out of my house. Whatever the point is, I want you out. That's mine. This here belongs to me. And at the end of the day, when you tell somebody to leave your perimeters out of your space, whatever the situation is, that they have to honor that.
You know what happened?
And it's not disrespectful. It's you must go.
You know what happened?
You ain't like you homeless. What?
I had to put a pistol on him. He went in.
Why? Why? Because he didn't want to go, right?
Yeah,
so
he was acting a certain type, but he was
it doesn't
acting
matter.
very
At the point was you asked him
Yeah.
to leave. And at that point, he should have just walked out the door. I don't care if he had to go walk under the bridge. That's your right. That's his right to say, look, I no longer want you in my bed or in my house. So
Hey, I agree with Frank 100%.
It's time to
However, I do all the extra stuff because I already know all the arguments and I've been in that. So I go the extra mile to give y'all the extra stuff and do the other exercise. But at the end of the day, it's the man's house, man. You know what I'm saying?
And
if
then-
I don't want you here, bye.
it ain't nothing about disrespect. It's about me keeping my self-control, because some men don't have self-control. We both gonna be up all night because I'm gonna continue to touch on you every time you go to sleep.
You
I'm
gonna
gonna
be like, hey, you
so
wanna-
I already know to eliminate
Sleep
all
on the
that
couch.
arguing. Eliminate all that
Guest
arguing.
room.
I let y'all finish, and to keep all that arguing back and forth. We talking about it. We thinking about it. You might get in the mood again, and you might not, and we got to go back. No, baby, get up. It's time for you to go. Lights on like a Motel 6. Lights on. I just called you an Uber just to make sure you get home. You can call me, let me know you got home if you want to or not. It's okay too. The Uber gonna make sure because he gonna tell me the address and I'll see when he get there. So it's no disrespect to the lady. It was just, hey, this is over with. It's 1 in the morning. I'm gonna go to sleep, or like Ray said, or whoever they was saying, I'm gonna make some more phone calls.
But even in what you're saying,
You should make the phone call.
even all that touching and how you gonna feel about it, that's irrelevant too.
It
You know
is.
what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if I say leave, you leave. You know what I'm saying? If somebody come in this building right here, you know what I'm saying, and Mr. G says
It
I don't
don't
want
make
him
it
in
right,
here,
though.
you know what I'm saying? They needs to leave. We were just talking about small businesses and the rights that they have. You know what I'm saying? That's my business. That's my house. You know what I'm saying? That's my small business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
But
And
it
I'm
don't
gonna leave
make-
off on that.
It don't make it right though.
You
So,
do make it right.
I just feel like if you have the conversation,
I don't have to explain to you why I want you out my house.
But
I don't.
explain beforehand, like, hey, sweetie, you know, if you ain't giving up none, you know what I'm saying? Just
It's
don't
a lot
even
of people
come
that came over to the house and they
It'll
had
piss you
conversation.
off.
They done made you mad. They done said something. Baby, it's time for you to go. And I ain't going back and forth with you about it. It don't matter anything. It's time for you to go.
Hey, what time
I done kicked some family members out of bounds. Hey.
12 o'clock. Oh, shit. Gotta get the fuck out of here. It's checkout time, nigga.
Let's say
call
this.
him,
This what he play for y'all.
Call shit. Call him a nigga. Tell him to meet him downstairs. Tell him valet.
It's checkout time. Oh, we late. We gotta get up out of here, man. It's after 11. It's checkout people. Hey, y'all get them folks out y'all damn house. Y'all want them in there. I don't care if it's 1 in the morning, 1 in the
Don't
afternoon.
invite them in there in the first place.
Well,
Shit.
That's what you got to do. Make sure you know what you entangled to, man. Y'all.
I'll invite you all I want to, but when I want you to leave, get the fuck. I'm like Martin. Get the fuck out of here.
And either you can go through the door or the window. Either one, you pick the choice.
Do you like Uncle Phil? Y'all love when Uncle Phil used to throw a butt out the house, those jazz out the house. Y'all laughed all the time with that.
Hey, we got to get up out of here, man. Once again, we appreciate everybody tuning in all morning long. Y'all know what it is. The hottest show in the morning. Hot 706.6.
Hollywood 40, where the fuck you at?
Shout out to everybody that's tuning in, man. Y'all. And always, first lady, we love you. Where you at? We should have pulled up, man. You know, I'm going to call you in a few minutes. Have your phone on. As always, spread love and not hate. We'll see y'all in the morning, same time, same place.
And legs until it's time for her to get up out your house.
Open up a can of whoop ass on that ass before you walk out, okay?